groups on the molecule. Now what we're going to be looking at is whether or not they're on the same side as the double bonded oxygen. That will determine whether or not you're looking at either glucose or galactose. Okay, because if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, glucose has 3 OH groups up on the same side, galactose only has 2. Let's see. Okay, nitrogens, or the amino acids with the nitrogens in it. Someone pass me one of those. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, what they like to do on this one, do y'all remember that y'all went through and you marked down the different types of groups, functional groups in this thing? Remember, if this side is tape, that's the carboxyl group, the one with the double bonded oxygen. If they mark this side, that's the amino group with the nitrogen in it. And then if they mark this up here, this is the main functional group on here. If it's methane, a carbon with 3 hydrogens on it, this would be alanine. If it's only a hydrogen in place of this carbon, or this methane group, then it's alanine, or glycine. Ugh. Get it, this stuff. Yeah.
So for the lab practical, we have to tell what each of them is.
There are 3 ways that they're going to ask this question. They may take one of these, set them out without the tape on it, and go, what is this? Okay, that's one of the basic questions. Second one, they'll take several of these, put them right next to each other, and they'll go, which one, A, B, or C, is the ethyl alcohol? And then you'd have to select which one's the ethyl alcohol. Or, the really bad one, which most people have trouble with, is they'll take something like this, and then they'll give you molecules that you haven't technically seen yet. They'll add a carbon, they'll add a couple OH groups, they'll do something to change it up into another molecule. They'll put this molecule with 2 other molecules that look approximately the same, and then they'll ask you which one's deoxyribose.
How would you do that? Count?
Those 3 rules I told you. Count the carbons, count the number of oxygens, and then look at the position of the OH groups. If you get something that it looks like nothing you've ever seen before, then that's something that's there meant to test whether or not you're really counting the carbons and stuff like that. A couple semesters ago, I saw one of these where they put this out for deoxyribose, and it had the 5 carbons, but they took every hydrogen off and replaced it with an OH group. So, that's the kind of thing that they would do. All right. Let's see, molecular models. Do be able to tell me, like with the sticks here, those are single covalent bonds. The springs represent double covalent bonds. Okay? Now, if you need a list under your review for Lab Practical 1, there's a list of all the stuff that you're seeing on here. If you need to, my suggestion is take pictures of everything, take it home, drop it into a PowerPoint, like with a picture on each slide, and then label the picture what it is and how you're going to find out what it is. List the number of carbons it has, list the number of OH groups, and then list the positions that you're looking for. That will help you a little bit with your memorization of them. Okay, that is all of lab number 2. Okay, let me check real quick. Okay, we're going to move up here to this corner for lab number 3. Oh, you have to, so,
The first 2 can be easy, just identifying memorize stuff. When they start changing shit, that's gonna be a whole problem, but it's no momentum.
okay,
By the time you get and then lose
all right. Now, remember I told you when we were doing this lab, you need to memorize what the reagents look like on their own, okay? So you need to be able to tell Benedict's, iodine, and biuret. Okay, you may be given a bottle of this with the stuff in it, with the label off, and they'll ask you which reagent is it, and what is it testing for. They also may give you a set of test tubes. One of them will have the reaction that's not gone, and then the other one will have a reaction that tests positive. So this would be a negative test, this would be a positive test for which one? What are we testing for with the light gold color? Starch, because that would be the iodine in this one. With Benedict's, now, this is what they're kind of going to show you for a positive test, but if you remember on the Benedict's, we were testing for saccharides, polysaccharides and monosaccharides, and remember the coloration could have been anything from green to orange to the burnt red, but this is the usual color that they show you for a positive. And then test 2B here is the negative. Let's see. Protein, shouldn't have to say much about this. Y'all just wrote reports on it. So, the last test is for lipids, and they will literally take a piece of paper exactly like this. They will do the two tests. Which one's a positive?
The one that yeah, it doesn't dissolve.
Correct. Well, it does dissolve into the paper. It's the
Right.
one that doesn't evaporate.
Right.
Okay? So if it's evaporated and there's nothing there, then that's probably a negative test for lipids. But here's the problem. Y'all are the first test of the day. So they will literally run in here right before you are about to be in here, and they'll go drop, drop, and then run out. So give it a little bit of time. If you end up with this as your first station, I would suggest skipping it at the very first of the lab practical and then come back to it. Give it at least 5, 10, 15 minutes to run through its test, okay? And then come look for the positive or negative results. Let's see, test for lipids. There are quite a few questions that ask you during the review. Make sure you can answer those, but they're pretty much what we went over. Okay. Got the thing, that's all for lab number 3. All right, now, there's one other question I need to ask y'all. How do y'all want to take this test?
What options do we have?
3 options. First one is it's a full, we can do it as a fully timed test, okay? Y'all come in, you get a minute to a minute and a half per station. We run everyone through one after another. Everybody runs through. When we've got through all of them, that's it, you're done, you leave, okay? Second option, I don't mind if y'all can guarantee me that y'all aren't going to try to cheat or anything. I will go ahead and let y'all come in here, and it's just free for all. Basically, I come in, I go, okay, start the test. You go to whichever stations you need to. If you're waiting on a station, you wait to the walls. Whenever it becomes open, you just go into the station, take care of your business, whatnot. Third option is like a hybrid in between the two. Basically, we go through first as a timed one. Everybody gets a minute per station. Then we go through and we go, okay, stop. Everybody's been through. I go, okay, whoever's ready to go can go. We give them a few minutes to turn in their test and leave. And then we go into a free-for-all, so if you have to check any stations.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it like how long do you think it'll take? Like if like we do it all time together, like then would it like take the whole period?
No. There's literally 30 stations in here. It's a minute per station. It takes us 5 to 10 minutes to get started, 30 minutes to run through. We're done. Okay? But if we do it that way, it's like whenever you get through the end, you're done, we're out. Okay? You can't look at anything else. If we do the hybrid, that's where we let those people that think they're done go ahead and go, and then y'all have a free-for-all. Or if y'all don't want to do the entire time thing, it's free-for-all the entire time. So, I mean, if y'all want to think about it between now and then and let me know at the first of the lab practical, that's okay too. So, I just need a consensus on how y'all want to do it.
Hybrid?
Hybrid.
Hybrid? Hybrid? Okay. Do remember that with the test, do not be late. 8:30, be here ready to start. Okay? If you are more than 15 minutes late to the lab practical, at 15 minutes, the door shuts, it locks, and I don't open it again. Okay, so be on time. If